What is up, everybody? Welcome to Fairway Media's coverage of the third annual Christopher Reeves Memorial Disc Golf Tournament, sponsored by Dynamic Discs and the Pierce County Disc Golf Association. Today's tournament director is Matt VanDusen, and we're going to have a great card for you today of some Masters golf. I am Max Spears, and I'm joined here today with my co-commentator, Chris Waugh.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
We're going to be playing the Northwest course at Fort Steilacoom today with our feature card. Starting us off is Ming Vang, followed by Chris Hirn, Rex Gaoaen, and Matt VanDusen, our TD, bringing up the rear.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started while the stragglers come in. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the 2024 Christopher Reeves Memorial. I'd like to thank you guys all for being part of this event. For those of you that donated to the Autism Speaks fundraiser charity, appreciate that. For those of you that don't know, Christopher Reeves was a local disc golfer who passed away from a heart attack at Bud Pell after his round a few years ago. He was one of my good friends. His wife, Melissa, came to me and asked us if we could do a memorial tournament for him every year to keep his memory alive and to raise money for autism. Chris had two kids who are both on the spectrum, so the donation will go to Autism Speaks in his son Ivan's name. Appreciate everybody for contributing to that. This is a PDGA sanctioned event.
All right, we're going to get started.
Thank you to our sponsors, Dynamic Discs, Pierce County Disc Golf Association, Eternal Disc Dies, Landscapes by Dan, and Rob's Sprinkler Service.
Start!
Let's have some fun, gentlemen.
Cool to see so many sponsors for a tournament like this in somebody's honor who's a big part of disc golf here in the Northwest. We've got hole 1 here on the Northwest course, par 3, 289 feet. Subtle left to right moving shot through this hallway of trees here. Probably putters and mid-ranges we'll see for the most part. What do you like to throw on this hole, Chris?
I like to throw an overstable putter, something that's going to get turned over and kind of hold straight more than just turn. Because you'll see the big miss here is if someone goes too far right too early, similar to what Ming did, just get knocked down. But that was a great shot there by Chris.
Yeah, that was perfect timing. Chris Hirn there throwing what looked to be the same kind of shot you were talking about. Here we've got Rex.
Yep, pushed a little early, but got lucky.
Yeah, finds a nice little local route there. He'll have a look from outside of the circle.
Your tournament director, Matt VanDusen, showing the lefty line.
Yeah, this is a pretty good lefty hole, but a little bit early from him there. Looks like Ming is going to be first after getting his shot turned over a little too quick and hitting a tree.
Yep, Ming is a sidearm specialist. You'll see quite a few shots out of Ming come from that sidearm swing. That one catches a tree coming in. He'll have a long putt for par.
Yeah, Ming's a good player. Wins a lot, does well, fierce competitor. It'll be fun to watch him play today.
Here he is for that par. Coming in a little wide. He'll have that for bogey.
Yeah, good pace from him, but just pushed it a little wide. Here we've got Rex. Got a little closer than I thought with that sneaky line.
Does not pay off, but that'll be an easy par.
Nice
Great
putt out of Chris Hirn. Yeah. Good delivery. High and committed. Never really a doubt there.
Yep. On-line the whole way. Bogey for Ming. Matt. Easy 3.
Yeah, nice cleanup from Matt there. Rex should do the same. All right. We're off to hole 2.
Hole 2. Looking at 289. Really want to push something straight. You can fall off left. Ideally, go to the right, but don't push it. Anything straight is a great shot. Get yourself in the circle, just hit that tight gap.
I think almost
Here
every
is
disc
crit.
golf course should have a hole like this. Force you to throw a straight shot through a gap, get the speed right. Like you were saying, you can go a little bit to either side and get a good putt, but you have to keep it straight.
And sidearm is a good option also. You'll probably see that out of Ming coming up. But here is Rex. And that looks pretty good. Beat that one. The Guardian tree got him.
Yeah, that one that we saw Chris starting us off get just past that Guardian. Rex can't quite beat it.
There you go. Nice shot, Matt.
Yeah, good angle on the ground from Matt. That will be pretty easy from there. Here's
Good
that
call with
sidearm
the
from
Ming
Ming.
sidearm here.
A little early. Got to get warmed up. Looks kind of chilly out there.
Yeah, it does look cold. You see Ming sporting the
There you go, Ming.
ski mask.
There it is. Rex looking to get close as well. Or dunk it.
Yeah, looking like a little bit out of Rex there. Just
probably
pushes it
putt.
a little wide.
Ming for par.
There you go, Ming.
Yeah. Good delivery from him. Right in the chains, cleans up his par.
Moving in the right direction. And Rex moving the other direction.
Yeah, maybe paying the price there for giving it a bit of a run. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Couple little dunks here from Chris and Matt. Chris off to a really good start. All right, on to hole 3. This is a par 3, 384 feet. There's a mandatory on the left side of the fairway that you must pass to the right of. You're going to try to navigate through those 3 trees in a line that you see. The Mando tree is the furthest left of those, and then you want to try to get underneath that big tree where the basket sits and find your way into a nice, very pretty green here on this hole.
If Chris pushed a little wide, caught some trees, but he might be looking at the basket from there. Here comes Matt, not getting it turned over. He'll have an approach from the trees and bushes.
That's a scary line for the lefty, having to turn it over towards the mandatory instead of what our ready players get to do, which is throw this big flex.
Yeah,
Great
and those,
shot from Ming.
yeah, those trees near the basket are very thick. So the lefty it's tough to get in there. So it is very challenging. Rex
Push. Push it. Sit. Huh? Sit.
catches
Yeah,
that
he
thick
seems
tree.
to have done well there.
Yeah, we'll see if he has a putt. He might be tangled up behind the big gnarly tree.
That's going to be a little bit right side for Matt. Looking at something, I would imagine, close to circle's edge.
Good up for Chris.
Nice little love on the green there for both Chris and Rex, keeping them close. Ming stays a little bit outside right on his putt. Can't quite convert.
A little low for Matt.
Yeah, he probably wants that back. Low putts can be a little annoying, but he'll be able to tap out pretty easily. For his bogey from there.
Easy par for Ming. Looks to be the same for Chris.
This feels like a fairly typical score for the card here on this hole. Don't usually see a lot of birdies. Saw a pretty good chance from Ming, and then everybody else just trying to find their way in there and move on to the next one.
And as we move on to the next one, hole 4, it's a challenging, tight little line. You got to keep it low, lots of branches. It is the winter, so there aren't any leaves, so they got a little more ceiling than usual, but it's, again, another one that you just push as straight as you can. If you can finish right, great. If not, so be it. Just give yourself a putt at just under 300. Everyone should be able to get it there if they can hit a decent line.
And we might see here from some of our players the over-the-top shot, especially without the leaves on the trees. It gives you a little room to try to flex something. But this is the more traditional line here that we're seeing from Chris. Throwing pretty nicely.
Yep, well done. Look to push it pretty straight. Just give himself a putt inside the circle.
Now this is the line that I like to throw. I take a stable mid-range and just kind of chuck it up there and hope you play your angles right.
Yep, just not quite high enough catching the trees at the end, but he'll have an outside the circle putt. And Ming gets a little loose, loses maybe a layer or two more. He'll be able to hit some of those longer putts, I bet.
Yeah, it looks like the sun's coming out. And I think Rex is going to show us the one big mistake that you'll see on that over-the-top shot is if you do not get your disc turned, the left side of the fairway is very thick with trees and it will gobble your disc up.
And the lefty line's a good line on this if he can just get it turned over, but catches the tree.
Yeah, a little smooch off that early tree. Kind of pushed him back straight, which is nice. And here we see why you don't want to underturn your shot from the top. Pretty rough, not a lot doing over on that left side.
That was a great bid by Matt. Gave it a chance, but
That's
still left it close.
really nicely done by him.
Rex just shy. It was a good bid with the low ceiling near where he was.
It's a tough putt over there. Definitely did a good job to get it close.
Ming just wide as well.
Nice putt from Chris. He had the best drive, a little hemmed up there long of the basket, but converts it well. Off to a really nice start, getting 3 out of the first 4.
Yep, almost as good as you want to be.
Yeah, you're chalking up at least one par in those first 4 holes, but they do all offer a birdie opportunity.
Yeah, out here on the Northwest course, definitely rewards good shots. You're not gonna hit something unluckily all that often out here on this course. It's very well established.
Yeah, that's a good point. The shots you're trying to throw are right there. You just have to do it. Which we see here as the drone flies on hole 5. The gap that you're trying to hit is that same gap the drone flew through. A little bit high, a little bit of hyzer, so you can land right about here. And then you're going to have to navigate a shot that moves slightly left to right down towards this green. You want to take that kind of main hallway with either a forehand or a slightly turning backhand. Here we've got some chainsaw work from one of the course neighbors. Hopefully it won't affect our players too much.
Here is Chris, gonna look to float up a hyzer.
Little low from Chris. If he just gets over top of that tree, that looked to be about the line that he's looking for.
Yeah, looks like Ming got that one up.
Yeah, very nice shot. Oh, that roll is a bonus for Ming. If you get the distance right, but stay too far right on the fairway, this can be a pretty hard approach. That little extra bit of distance he got should set him up nicely.
Yeah, great ground play for Ming. Like Matt will be in a decent spot, but he'll still have some distance to cover from there.
Yeah, a little short, but a pretty good spot. This looks just about perfect from Rex.
Yep, nobody's complaining about that.
No, and especially I like to throw backhand on the approach on this hole. The more left I can be, the better.
Agreed.
Great shot from Chris for being way out of position. That pushes up, maybe even into circle 2.
Give himself an opportunity. Matt pushes a little early into the woods. That will be a tough little punch out. Ming with the sidearm.
And you can see that Ming, even being in a pretty good spot, I'm sure he would have preferred being a step or two left, but he's still able to make good work out of that.
Nice. Yeah, that was good.
Nice. Rex kind of gets away with it there. Best drive of the bunch. Finds a tree on his way in, but it didn't seem to hurt him too much.
Here's Matt looking to put it close to save his par. Well done.
Okay, so Chris was a little shorter than I thought. Nice patent pending from a knee.
Yep, that'll save a par.
Here we got Rex. I'm sure he wants this after the nice drive. Yeah, there he goes.
Well done.
Nice circle two.
Yeah, it's always good to hit a jumper. Get some confidence flowing. Great putt.
Oh, I love to get one early in the round. It really, when you hit from there, all of a sudden when you're standing at 30 or 25 feet, you think, oh, this isn't so far.
Matt for par. It's a good save.
Yeah, two shots that I'm sure he would have liked to push a little bit more, but he's still able to clean up.
Good birdie for Ming. But that's a, go back to Matt, it's another hole that lines up for a righty. So he's kind of having to deal with that tee shot a little bit differently than a lot of the other players.
Definitely. It's a much more favorable righty hyzer.
Here we are, hole 6. Not too much in the way. You got a Guardian here in the middle. Just hit the gap. These players looking to hit a straight pushing hyzer. Again, I'm just going to continue to say if you can throw it straight, you're going to be okay. And that's what they're doing. Try and get it about 300, scoot it up past the Guardians just in front of the basket. Give himself a putt. Here is Ming with a sidearm. Look like you pushed it a little left.
Yeah, not the best kick off that tree there. Better looking line here from Rex. More like what you were talking about, Chris, that pushing hyzer up onto the green.
That's his kryptonite.
Yeah, we faded out a little early. He'll have a tree to contend with.
Oh, yeah.
See if Chris can correct. Looks like he was headed in the same direction. Got a kick. He'll have those Guardian tree bush branch things in front of him.
This is one of those holes that you almost want to just aim at that first Guardian and let the disc find its way to either side. The right side gap is easier to hit, but really both sides get you down there. You just got to miss that first one.
Yep, agreed.
What's your favorite spot?
That'll have an interesting putt from there. Ming hit early again. Wants to get close and get it over with.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be frustrated with that one. Here Chris has got a little bit of a chance, but he's really going to have to put a lot of left-to-right movement on this. This is about 35 for Rex.
Yeah,
can't quite get it extended there.
Matt with that interesting putt. See if he can keep it low, but get it high enough to get in the chain.
Oh. I don't know that there's much more he could have done there. It looked like he really pushed the ceiling and still comes up just a little bit short.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think that camera angle really shows how low those branches are back there.
No, that's like a trick putt. You almost want to try to skip something from there just because of how low those hang. Nice cleanup from Chris. Pretty standard hole here. A couple of bogeys for Ming and Matt that I'm sure they would like back. Pars for our other players. As we move on to one of my favorite holes on the course, hole 7. It's a par 3, 304 feet. There's an early Mando tree on the right that you must pass to the left of. Players are going to be looking to throw high turning backhand or a pushing forehand hyzer on this hole. Very tricky, very specific angle, calling back to what Chris was talking about earlier, where if you throw a good shot, it gets rewarded. If you don't throw a good shot, you find yourself in a really rough spot on this hole. Yeah, this hole actually was the rare no birdie hole for the tournament. A little bit of a spoiler there, but averaging 0.53 strokes over par just goes to show you how specific and tough this hole can be.
Yeah. The easy part is hitting the first gap. The hard part is hitting the second, third, fourth, fifth, and ninth gaps.
Yeah, that is well put. The hallway of trees that curves from left to right doesn't really ever stop. Which there we see Matt catching, I believe, either the Mando tree or the tree just to the left of it. This is going to be tricky from him.
That looks to be a pretty good shot from there for Matt.
I got a good flare, Matt.
Yeah, that was great. Really kind of a friendly lefty hole, just the way that it shapes up.
Here is Chris just looking to put it close.
That's pretty nicely done from him. A little bit short, but should be able to make do.
Well done. Yep, this hole playing like a par 4 for the card. Ming with the easiest approach.
Yeah, I'm sure he's trying to give that a little bit of height, a little bit of a bid, but let's settle for an easy par. Oh.
Good bid from Chris, just a little high. Can't complain too much about that from that distance.
No, that's a nice effort from him for sure. Here we have Rex. Same problem as Matt on the last hole. He's obstructed, has to throw it low, can't quite get the nose up to make the disc rise.
And you'll see on a lot of these holes there are some low-hanging branches near the basket, will act as bunkers. You've seen a few players get into some trouble in those areas. You gotta miss in the good spots.
Yeah, well put. You gotta miss in the good spots.
And here we are, hole 8. A tricky hole, plays a little bit further than the 355, par 3. Players looking to push as far forward as they can and fall hard left. There is a very tight gap. You can see the tree on the ground will get in the way as well. Got to get it up in the air. Ming has just a little bit pulled to the right. And here is
this
Matt.
Is a tough hole.
It is. It's a very tight gap for the distance as well. You got to put a little on it, but keep it accurate. And Matt probably just playing it as a par 4, being a lefty. That's a difficult angle for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, you can see kind of why that smooth shot playing it for 3 it can be smart. This is a very difficult gap to hit. And you're exactly right, Chris. This hole feels so much longer than 355 because of how specific the shot is and how many gaps you need to clear to get down to the basket. For me, I think this is the hardest hole on the course.
Yeah, it's very specific. It can be, definitely. That looked like a good bank shot there from Rex. Let's see if Ming can put it close. It's falling left. Looks like it was in a great spot there.
Yeah, that's nicely done from Ming. This is another hole that was averaging a good bit over par at 3.27. Interesting to see the scores on these holes as they all present a lot of unique challenges.
See if Chris can get it close, try and protect those birdies. I'll give him a
nicely done
bid.
From him. Still going to be 25-30 from there.
Just over the top from Rex.
Yeah, here's Chris trying to protect those birdies, as you said, and really nice putt right on the stripe.
Yeah, that's a good tester putt from about 25, 28. That's well done.
When he just lost a stroke on the last hole, you know he's thinking about that as he steps up there. He doesn't want to lose too many of those early birdies.
Ming for his par after the great approach and a putt to match. Well done for Ming.
That's a nice delivery. Reaches his hand up into the chains. Converts for the par as Rex settles for bogey.
And Matt executing his game plan perfectly. It's a great par.
Yeah, that's nice to take a hole like that and just take the stress out of it. We get to move from one of the harder holes to one of the easier holes here with hole 9. Par 3, 247 feet. Plays maybe a touch further than that as it is fairly significantly uphill. Players are going to want to throw something a little bit stable. Pretty standard stock hyzer shot here. You can tell from the scoring average that this hole is much easier, coming in at 2.6 average for the tournament. And Ming shows you what you're trying to do right there. Get the speed right, throw a hyzer, get rewarded with a putt.
Yep, anything up on the platform that you'll see as Matt comes in right off of the hill. Yep, anything up on top there is putting. Just looking to get on the dance floor. There's some good looking shots from the first two. See if Chris can match.
This is looking pretty good. Maybe a little early. A little late, actually, as he catches that tree on the right side.
Yep, that is the one big guardian right there. Just happened to get it. Looks like Rex might be headed toward it as well. He is. Punched through a little bit. He might be on the back side of it looking at the basket.
Yeah, that's one of the two main mistakes you see on this hole. You either see people hyzer too early and go to the left side of the green into those trees, or push it too straight and they find that tree that Chris and Rex found.
And that's a rough up from Rex to a great putt from Chris, just a little strong. Matt, little low. Yep, if he were on level ground, he might have made it.
Oh.
Rex hates it.
Yeah, did not like it as soon as he let it go. You can see him smiling, though. He's keeping the spirits up.
Yep, get that one.
Must be getting warmer. We see our players losing a couple layers. Hopefully warming up out there as Ming converts our only birdie for the card.
It's a great shot, putting him back to even. Matt for par.
Yeah, good battle there for Ming, getting himself back to even. Chris at 2 down. Rex taking that unfortunate bogey to go to 4 over. And Matt finishing up the 9 at 1 over par. All right, guys, thanks for watching part 1 of the 3rd annual Christopher Reeves Memorial Tournament presented by Dynamic Discs. I am Max Spears, joined here with Chris Waugh, and make sure to check us out on part 2.
We'll see you over there. Yeah, we'll thank Matt VanDusen one more time for putting on the event.
Yeah.
For Max Spear, from Chris Waugh, Fairway
Media.golf, like and subscribe, get you some stuff.